Actually, the thing is, I never look in a mirror. I mean, it's probably evident. I actually come to tea time just so I could see myself once a week.
So you don't know what, just to kind of make sure you still know what you look like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Otherwise, you might forget what you.
I wouldn't have known, to be honest. You look good.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Ooh,
thank you.
Ooh. But anyway,
Roy, I've always liked you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's something quite interesting that's happened this week, isn't it? Oh. No, but even more important than that, Roy. Actually,
they're bringing Gollum Week back.
No. What about Gollum alliances, dude? How about that? No,
don't say it.
Even more important than Gollum Week. Even better than Gollum Week, guys. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you. It's alliances, boys. Guild alliances, okay?
No, hold on a second, though.
Wait, what?
It's called World Restructuring.
Yeah. Get your facts straight, bud.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. World restructuring.
Thank you. But it does include...
It's guild alliances, is what it is.
Guild alliances, that's right.
All right.
And Roy, I think this is something that you were hoping for?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that we're on the same page here.
Because now,
yes.
guilds have now transcended.
Exciting.
Guilds have transcended to being a core part of the game mode, as opposed to just kind of a implied part of the game mode. Right?
Well, I don't know if I'd quite go that far just yet. We don't know the exact specifics.
Oh, well, based on the descriptions, it has to be, right? Like the only way you could join with other people, the only way you could create a world that you want to be part of is through the guild system. You have to make a guild. Right. You have to be in a guild to play with those people. You have to make alliances with those guilds in order to play with those other people. If you're a solo player without a guild, you're not going to be wherever you want to be necessarily.
I just want to make sure people aren't confused. It's not GVG, you know. Sadly, we're not there yet, but who knows? Either way, alliances, yes, very exciting. Some good stuff.
Yeah, like it doesn't change world versus world to be 15 versus 15. So it's not.
There are still more than 15 people allowed on the borderlands.
On each world.
Yeah. So that's.
we'll just have 500 different worlds.
Yeah. That seems good, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have a problem with that. But I think this is a big step, right? Because I would say right now, guilds are important, right? You know, you'll often see various guilds on various servers, right? They're well known. They're known to be on that server, right? And they know that they play on that server a lot, etc., etc., etc. But now, that is going to be kind of the meat of the server, literally, because it won't be a server, it will be an alliance, right? So you will have potentially, you could have a lot of guilds, right? But they're capping it at something like 500 to 1,000, right?
So each alliance is going to be capped, they said, between 500 to 1,000 people. And they did say there will also be a cap on guilds in each alliance, but they didn't specify a number. They said that's really going to depend on the amount or the number of players in each guild. Yeah. I think that's going to be the main thing. But I mean, that's good. Obviously, you don't want the alliances to be too big. And we don't know the specifics of everything yet. It's they said that it's going to be at least a few more months, several months before they can roll this out, which makes sense. It's obviously going to be it's probably the biggest, I think, change we've had to World vs. World, maybe ever. Certainly, I think it's bigger than the rewards change. So it's understandable. But yeah, I mean, it's great. I'm very excited about this change. I mean, when we saw it, Teapot, on whatever day that was this week, I mean, we were, getting excited. We were like little girls.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It's a very important change.
No,
it's a huge change.
It's huge. I mean, this is, I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, it's too late. Like, oh, the game's already 5.5 years. Well, it's not true. I think this is going to bring players back. And I also think that this is going to, people might be like, okay, so it's just the restructuring of the worlds, right? But it's not just that, because it's sort of content in a way, like fresh content for World vs. World, which I think is really important and something that hasn't really, I mean, again, since the rewards change, we haven't really had, I'd say, content. So it's good. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a really good idea. I don't think that is any way that could be worse than the current system we have. So bravo to ArenaNet. Like, seriously. Quick shout out to Raymond and McKenna. You guys go, especially Raymond, dude. That guy's a fucking beast. But yeah, I'm hyped, dude.
I'm impressed not only because of like this idea has been floating around for a long time, right? And a lot of people are saying this is a good idea. I'm impressed with the post that was made because it went into a good amount of detail, and it makes you realize that they were really thinking about as many little details as possible. Obviously, it's not all completely fleshed out because they still need time to work on it, first of all, and also probably time to nail down. There's probably some. I mean, a few people I've talked to already, Inks, for example, is one of them, is a little worried about how the individual player who doesn't necessarily have a guild or doesn't necessarily just kind of wants a solo roam or whatever, how they will handle being placed in a random server basically almost all the time. And it's unclear how their algorithm is going to handle that yet. Hopefully there's going to be a simple solution to make everybody happy, but we don't know about that yet. But I'm just glad that they had so much detail because it makes you realize that because blowing up the worlds is a big deal.
Blowing them up, just goodbye.
Boom!
Blowing up the worlds is a big deal. And the fact that if they're going to replace their current system with anything, it has to be different. It has to be very detailed. It can't just be let's blow up the world and hope for the best, see what happens with new worlds the same way it was before. You can't do that. So I'm very pleased at the amount of detail that all the things they thought about in the post.
Yeah. Well, so and one complaint that kind of confuses me is like, well, the solo roam thing or like the role player thing, right? I don't know. This seems to be a strictly better way for all of those things to happen, in my opinion.
Well,
right?
for the role player, for sure, because you're going to be with your community.
Because you can just take your guild if you want to join a roaming guild. You can just take your entire roaming guild. I don't see how it's worse.
Go into World versus World. Are people worried about role playing in World versus World?
Apparently, there are legit complaints like, "Oh, this is going to destroy the RP scene."
Well, because they're not. I mean, they're obviously you're not going to have servers anymore, but servers didn't matter.
Yeah, how would it matter?
PvE instances, anyways, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I maybe I'm wrong on that, but like as far as I know, you don't need to. Like, it doesn't matter what server you're on. You can still role play in Divinity's Reach. Yeah. Like, if I'm on Deso and Boots is on, Alona Reach, we can still ERP all we want together in a tavern or something.
Ooh.
Exposed.
If you're exposed, 100% exposed.
If you're a true role player, like, I mean, wouldn't it make sense to make a guild if you wanted to go into the mists and like, but yeah, like you're a man or a Sylvari or a little female Asura, and you feel like you need to fight people in the mists. So you have to get friends before you do it, right? You can't just go in there alone.
Yeah.
So you gotta make a guild. You gotta get in there with the guild.
Yeah. Or you can join another one. You can join another one. You can both join a guild now very easily. Such a great thing here is that basically the kind of barrier for playing as a group in World versus World is just completely splattered now because you can just join a guild. You don't have to do this dumbass transfer bullshit. You have to transfer between NA and EU. That's how I believe that you used to pay a fee to bounce there between NA and EU. But now you can just join a guild. You can go wherever you want to, man.
So Domi brings up a good point in chat, and he obviously isn't a role player, he says. I don't know, Domi, I think you are. But since the start of the game, there were kind of unofficial roleplay servers on each region. So Pike and Square was the unofficial roleplay server EU, and I think TC, Tarnished Coast, was the unofficial roleplay server for NA. And that's not wrong, but again, I still don't understand, like, how it's going to really affect people. I mean, I didn't see a lot of role players in World vs. World to begin with. And as far as I know, PvE is not going to be affected by world changes.
Well, no, that's not entirely true because they did say that there is no longer going to be world picking when you make a character.
Right, you pick a region.
Like you pick a region, right? So,
yeah, but I mean, you still have mega servers. Like mega servers still.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, ever since mega servers
became a thing, mega servers apparently did at some point prefer people from your server, from your world.
But I mean, you can still join in an instance of someone. You're not. It's not like if you are on World A and someone's on World B, you can't role play together in a PvE instance.
It just seems like you need to be it has to be your friends list probably, and it has to be your.
Well, you have to just be in a party with someone, and then and again, if they're role players that want to go into World versus World, you make a guild. You say this is a World versus World guild, and role players get there. And then as far as the roaming thing goes, I also don't really think that this is going to... I mean, if you're a solo roamer, You don't need to be. It doesn't necessarily matter what server you're on to begin with, right?
That's
I mean, obviously,
what I think. That's
obviously,
what I think, but
with the current system, there's certain tiers, right? And so some tiers are better for roaming than others. However, what they said themselves, they're kind of trying to do away with the tier system. They're trying to make
it balanced,
like
to make
world
everything
basically the same.
balanced,
Yeah. So I would say this is almost better as a solo roamer. And if you're not a solo roamer, that means you're probably in a roaming guild, which means you can make that your world versus world guild, which means you're going to be with your guild anyways.
So I don't like. Inks isn't here, so I don't want to try to misrepresent what he was trying to say. But the way I understood what he was saying was, it's not so much that he was a solo roamer; it's that he likes to go into world versus world, not join a dedicated world versus world guild because there's too many rules for a lot of guilds, and he just wants to like follow somebody on his server, follow a commander very casually, go around with the commanders he likes if he sees them online, and he thinks that if he doesn't have a guild because of that, it'll be very hard for him to find those commanders he usually likes because they'll be on different worlds.
That's true.
Yeah.
I would say it's true, but what I would say to that is, if these are like, it sounds to me like these are commanders that aren't like part of it, like a GVG guild, right? So they're kind of like an open tag sort of deal. Those commanders, I would assume, are going to end up making some sort of community guild or being part of some sort of community guild, because they're going to have people who want to follow them. They're going to have people they want to play with, and to do that, you have to make some sort of community guild. Like
right, but you could only have one world versus world guild.
Right, but that guild could have you can have 500 people in that guild. If you get the 500 people you want to play with in that guild, I mean that would definitely include people who are
I would have two things to say to that. The first would be, I think you're actually going to see more open tags and more open tags, because now guild leaders have a very big incentive to actually bait people into joining their guild to strengthen their alliance and therefore their guild, and their guild as well. So they're going to want to do that anyway to increase the strength of their guild and alliance, right? But also, I mean, I don't see how you could even ever stop that. Actually, no, I have three things to say, actually, because how it doesn't matter what server you're on. You can just follow a tag, and they literally can't stop you. So, I mean, I don't know. That changes nothing.
Well, but I think Inks' problem was he's worried that he'll be placed on a server where there won't be any commanders he likes.
But the whole point of this system, well, is that they are going to make sure that never happens.
I don't think that's true.
If he doesn't join a guild, if he joins no guilds, then yes, it's possible he ends up on a server with people he doesn't want to be on. But if he wants to be with certain people, then he has to join a guild. And the real question, I think, would be, is ArenaNet going to give you an extra guild slot, just in case you already have 5 guilds and you have to join another guild, in order to be with that? I think they should. I mean, that would make sense.
That's easy money. Easy money, Roy. Seriously, sell guild slots. Sell another 5 guild slots. And, dude, seriously. You sell another 5 guild slots, that's expansion number 3 sorted.
Yeah.
Okay?
So, a couple of things I want to mention. Real quick, yes, Jebber, I'm being positive. All right, this is great. I love ArenaNet, okay? I'm a fan of ArenaNet. But someone mentioned earlier that alliances and worlds are 2 different things. That's correct. So just to clarify for anyone who doesn't understand. So basically, they're going to delete all the current worlds, right? And you're now going to have seasons in World vs. World. So seasons are going to be, this is approximate. They didn't say this is going to be definite. They can change it, whatever. Right now they're saying seasons are going to be structured for 8 weeks. So that's about the same time that a current link is as well. So like 2 months roughly. So you have, let's just say World A and World B and World C. And they said that they're going to be doing it in multiples of 3. So you always have like 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, whatever. But it can change every season. So on those worlds, you're going to have just players that are just, pugs that aren't in a World vs. World guild. And then you're also going to have alliances. And they haven't said how many alliances can be on a server, but obviously there's going to be a population cap for each server. So if an alliance has like 600 and then another alliance has 400 and the
But it's not so much a population cap. The way I understood it from their description, I might be wrong, was it's not so much the population cap, but the amount of they're going to analyze the amount of play time of
right. That is
players.
What. Yeah, they're using different metrics to determine population, basically. So, like, if I have player A who plays 10 hours a week and player B who plays 5, then you might be able to have 2 player Bs and 1 player. I think maybe that's wrong.
That's my understanding.
Yeah, I could be wrong. And there's different metrics to determine that. But basically, on each world, you're going to have alliances, and those alliances are made up of guilds. And so, if my guild is VI. So that's my World vs. World guild. Basically, I'm going to be wherever my World vs. World guild is. Like they made this system so that you can always, pretty much always, there's almost no way you're not going to be able to be with your guild members and be with your guild that you choose. So again, I think the biggest issues people were having were, I'm not going to be able to play with my friends. This is destroying server pride, server identity. As far as server pride and server identity goes, I mean, server pride and server identity haven't really existed in a long time. And I think that's a bad thing, personally. I really liked server pride. But, like, at the same time, it's not really realistic to try and keep that alive just for the sake of some small communities. And, I'm not saying, like, we want to just get rid of those small communities, but you can still play with your friends.
And
like
now
you're still going to be able to play with these people you want to play with.
Exactly. You'll have Alliance Pride. And if you name your alliance the Kappa Alliance, you'll have Kappa Pride.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Nice.
And so, something I'm interested to know is, and I think this is probably sort of obvious, but like, our alliance is going to be, restructured every season. Do you have to make new alliances every season, or can you basically have the same alliance for a year straight? That would be something I'd be interested to know. Like, is there ever going to be, like, if one alliance is just clearly dominating everybody, are they going to, like, force them to split up or something?
I think this is this is where we can have some problems, right? Because I think as it stands, if you can make an alliance with whoever you want and you can stick it like that, then you're probably going to encounter some problems where you just have an alliance that has all the
elite.
Well, not necessarily the elite, but you might end up in an alliance where you have all the guys who like to PvT, right? And then you'll have one alliance where you have all the people who like to fight people. And then you have these amusingly unbalanced situations where you have one server that never loses fights, then one server that builds so many arrow carts they never lose either, and then you end up with some lopsided matches, shall I say. And how they're going to discourage that is a very kind of interesting question, I think. Yeah,
it'll also be interesting to see if you can sort of set an alliance as like a rival alliance, so you never end up on the same world as them. So, like, if I was on Alliance A and Teapot was on Alliance B and I always wanted to fight Teapot, if we could set ourselves as rivals, and then we would never end up on the same world.
That'd be a neat feature. Yeah, that'd be a really neat feature.
Yeah. I mean, the only issue with that is if literally everyone set each other as rivals and then no one could be on the same world, but I don't think that would happen. You probably only do one alliance as your rival, and then, you have to be with someone else. But, I mean, yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. My other sort of concern would be how exactly they put alliances together. So if we have two really strong alliances, if they're always going to avoid putting those two alliances on the same world, just like when Vabby and Underworld got linked together, it wasn't a good thing because those were two strong. It was a very strong host server and a very strong link server, and so it made fights in World less interesting. So it'll be interesting to see like how close they're paying attention to that. And I personally think that they're going to do a good job just because already I feel like they're doing a much better job of communicating and being transparent with players than they have in years. I mean, this is the best I think I've seen them, and certainly taking feedback, listening to player feedback, asking for player feedback is so it's good. I'm hopeful, and I'm looking forward to it. So it's good. Yeah. Is an alliance basically a guild of guilds? Kind of. So I don't know if you played Guild Wars 1, but in Guild Wars 1 you could have alliances. I mean, this is not going to be the exact same thing. But you basically had alliance chat where anyone who was in your alliance, so like you could have 5 guilds in one group, and you wouldn't be in those 5 guilds, but you could talk to anyone who was in those 5 guilds. And they've said they're considering doing alliance chat as well. But basically, those 5 guilds that are in an alliance would be together on the same server, and they're gonna be like, it's guaranteed they're together on the same server for the duration of that season. Or actually for until they split up from the alliance. Because again, I don't think that they're going to be splitting alliances apart at all. I think that's determined up to the players. So I mean, it's really important to note. I think that players are going to have a lot more impact on their own sort of organization. I mean, I think if this fails, it's going to be the players' fault. Honestly.
Yeah, I think that's fair as well. I mean, the community can prevent some of the issues, especially with regards to stacking, seeing as it's not some slightly clown fiesta relinking from ArenaNet that can kind of make things a bit funky. Now it's going to be completely on the players to kind of have a dialogue. No, 100%, not completely, but a fair amount of it is going to be the players can help make the game mode fun, guys. They can make the game mode fun. Wow. So and it's a very player-driven game mode now. It is.
Gregor's right. Servers and worlds, they're not servers anymore. They're worlds. I'm just using the word interchangeably. I apologize, but So Clarity is asking, like, how are EU and NA going to be split? So let's just say I'm a new player to the game, or I'm a player who's not in a guild, like I'm just a pug. You're not going to see the current server list anymore. So you're basically going to log into the game, and you're going to be given the option of EU or NA. And so let's say I pick EU. Sorry to the NA players, I apologize. I pick EU, and if I'm not in a guild, and I don't, let's just say I have no friends, feels bad. I'm basically just going to see the list of, as far as I know, the list of worlds on at EU, and I can pick one. Obviously, if, let's just say, World A is 100% full, I won't be able to join. Also, if World A is 90% full, I won't be able to join if I'm not in a guild that's on that server.
I think you might get automatically assigned.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Do you get automatically assigned?
I think you do.
If you don't do anything,
because they were saying that you're gonna, like, if you have friends on a world, you'll see that world suggested first.
Yeah, but I think
that makes it sound like
I think you're allowed to transfer. That was under world transfers.
So yeah, you might just be automatically assigned if you first start. But if you can transfer in between seasons, they've said, and the way it works is if the server is 0% to 90% full, anyone can transfer. If it's 90 to 99% full, you can only transfer if the World vs. World guild you have chosen is on that world. Or alliance, whatever. The world, you're not transferring to alliances. And then if it's 100% full, no one can go. So it's nice because if I come back to the game in a month and my guild's already moved to a different world and I want to play with them, I have a much better opportunity to get there, even if the world's like 99% full.
Yeah. So Phantom asks, for new players, should they offer a chance to choose a guild for the first time you go into World vs. World? Choose a guild for the first time you go into the World vs. World. There should probably be some sort of pop-up that says that explains the whole situation.
It would be kind of nice. The thing I would say to that is, when you get into a world, I think it's going to be pretty obvious or pretty easy to find any sort of like big community guild that's recruiting. If you're trying to, like, first off, if you're just new, you're not going to be joining probably like more of a hardcore GVG guild anyways. So you're going to be interested in those sort of community guilds. And I think, those will be pretty obvious. Like, they usually recruit in map chat if there's any sort of, because, they're going to be an alliance, and most likely guilds will now be, and alliances will now be sort of making discords for the alliances as opposed to server discords. If you join that alliance discord, you'll be able to see recruitment there as well. Mm-hmm. So, but I think it would be an interesting idea if, like, on, like, let's just say the world list or even the alliance list, you can kind of see the big sort of community guilds.
Yeah, the guild recruitment tool would be nice.
Idea. Yeah,
because right now a lot of people are using looking for group for that kind of thing sometimes. Really? Yeah, apparently a lot of people are posting on Reddit saying that the looking for group is kind of saturated with.
Not a bad idea, though.
In terms of the LFG is a lot of raid selling and guild recruitment. It's kind of.
I mean, they could. I mean, and there is guild recruitment on the forums as well, but I don't really think it gets used that often.
No, it's always better to have things in game.
Yeah, if they made some sort of in-game tool where if I'm a guild leader, I just put my guild there and say what we're looking for, what we do, then people in contact information, then people can that would be really nice. Yeah, and it would definitely help new players as well.
So besides joining a guild when you're a new player, because if you do get randomly assigned, that does seem like a bit of a downside. Because like if you have friends, but you could only add them to your friends list once you've created your first character and get into game, you've already been randomly assigned to a server, so you're going to have to do a server transfer if you want to get to your friends.
Well, but if you're a new player, you might not.
Right, but let's say you have a new account and you already know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they are going to give, because they said the pricing for server transfers and stuff like that hasn't really been thought out yet. I wonder if they're going to give free transfers for certain reasons.
Now, currently, you can transfer your account for free if you have no characters. And so if you have a brand new account, you're not going to have characters. They might do the same thing.
That's true. Maybe they'll do the same thing, yeah.
Obviously, I mean, like if you come back, and you didn't play the game for a year and you're just coming back now, you're probably not going to want to delete all your characters. So, I mean, you wouldn't be able to do it for that. So it would be kind of nice if there was some sort of, returning player discount or something.
Functionality, didn't it?
Yeah.
It also seems like they should lower the price for transfers in general because of the fact that now you're going to be relying heavily on an algorithm pretty much to place people into worlds that don't have their alliances. So people who don't have their alliances or guilds might be doing a lot more server transfers, or will need a lot more server transfers, just based on if they're placed in worlds that are not fun to be on. So I think there's probably going to be maybe some leeway within the server transfer costs at first, at least.
As far as what we were just discussing about the guild recruitment tool, we weren't saying like there'd be a guild, like there'd be a list of guilds in game. You would just select one and automatically join it. We were just saying that would be a way to contact the people that to join the guild. Because someone's saying like some guilds might not want you to join. Well, obviously, if I get whispered and someone isn't going to just automatically join the guild. Basically, it would just be for recruitment and contact information.
Just to notify people that these structures exist, right? Because guilds are going to be a completely core feature of World vs. World, which is as it should be. Of course, this is not a bad. This is a good thing, very good thing, in fact. The kind of my third point that I was going to say, was that World vs. World is best when you play with a guild anyway. Like, why the fuck would you want to just randomly follow a tag around your stupid ass base ranger? Like, you gotta.
Are you very specific about that?
Yeah, but seriously, come on, man. Like, just join a guild. It's best like that. You're missing out if you don't.
I agree. I think playing with a guild is much better. But there's gonna be the people who, for whatever reason, they don't want to be in a guild. Maybe they don't have enough time to commit to a guild. Although, again, community guilds don't really have that sort of requirement. Yeah. And I mean, again, I'm sure that like FSP, for instance, is going to be making some sort of alliance, and probably Piken will make some sort of alliance. Seafarers will make some sort of alliance. So the current servers, and I'm sure on Innate it'll be the same. Blackgate will make some sort of alliance.
It's kind of rough, okay, because the way it works now, you're on your server, and people who play World vs. World make community guilds because there are people who just randomly jump into World vs. World for the first time, or they're new to it or whatever, and they're like, join us, we'll teach you things, we'll get you to be better at what you're currently doing, and we'll become a better guild and a better server because of it. But the Guild Alliance system is going to make people have to make a choice, because you can only have one World vs. World guild. Yeah. So either you're a World vs. World player who tries hard and joins a really hardcore World vs. World guild, or you don't, or you make I guess an alliance guild, or a community guild. But if you're making a community guild, you're basically saying, because how many alliances are going to be on a server in the first place?
Right. Well, again, we don't know for sure.
Not that, maybe 2, maybe 3. Yeah. So basically, you're making your world a community world rather than a trying hard world. So it's tough to say if there's actually going to be those community guilds anymore.
What I would expect is, let's just say there's sort of 3 of those hardcore guilds on FSP, right? And you have those 3 guilds in FSP, and let's just say that's 70 players in total. And then you also have, you have the pugs and the players who are in like sort of casual guilds and, open commanders and stuff like that. And let's just say that is 300 players or something. So together you have maybe like 400 players. You could have those 400 players in one alliance and still be together, but you also still have those sort of hardcore guilds. You also sort of have those more casual guilds. You have
those hardcore guild ever align with a non-hardcore guild?
Absolutely. Well, because again, those
you need meat. You need the cannon. You need the cannon fodder. Yeah.
Well, and you also want people to recruit and all this stuff. But like AMP, for example, they're one of probably the best guilds in EU right now, and they're in FSP. And I've already spoken to the leader, Joey from AMP. He said for himself, most likely he's going to be trying to make an alliance with a lot of the people on FSP, because he's always been involved in the FSP community. And he's still going to be the leader of this hardcore guild, but he's also going to try and get in with this FSP community. And I think that's going to be the same for a lot of people. It's not going to be the same for everyone. Yeah. And there, yes, I wouldn't say that literally no one will kind of get stuck. It's certainly possible, but I don't see this as being a bad system overall. And again, there's no way that this system is going to be worse than it is now. And I think it's good. I think it's nice that the players have the opportunity to organize themselves. Again, they have to be sort of careful how they allow alliances to be together, because you don't want to overstack one world for 8 weeks in a row. And sort of how many alliances can be together, and if you can kind of pick an alliance not to be with, etc. But again, those are the specifics that remain to be seen. So
yeah.
And again, with the level of feedback, the level of communication that they've been displaying, I mean, 2 devs alone, Raymond and McKenna, have been displaying. I mean, this is great.
Yeah.
You know, they're doing a really good job, and I really think that they're going to try to do a good job too. Like, they care about this clearly. So it's
based on what I've seen, and even like just these things we're coming up with possible problems in the future, they're either going to be solved or addressed in some way. And it's I have faith. I have faith with this.
Can you kick guilds out of your alliance? So there's going to be one guild that basically has control of each alliance, and that's going to be the guild that starts the alliance. So as far as I know, you can, let's just say I have there's 3 guilds in my alliance. Let's say I'm the leader of a guild, and I created the alliance, and 2 guilds join my alliance. You can, I think you can kick them out, but I don't think they'll be kicked out of your world until the reshuffling of the
exactly. As you expect.
And during the 8th week of the season, so the last week, you can't edit your alliance, and you can't edit your world versus world guild, I think.
It's interesting, actually. So you have the first 7 weeks where you change your alliances, you make new alliances, guilds, etc. And then the 8th week you can't, but then it switches worlds. Like, all the worlds get reshuffled after the 8 weeks. Now, I guess in that 7 weeks, yes, you can make guilds with the people who are currently not in a guild make guilds, but since you don't really have access to other people than the people you're currently with on your world, like, you'd have to go outside of the game kind of in order to make alliances with any other guild than what your current player base with that world, right?
Well, that's right now, like, for instance, on EU, we have a Discord set up with 33 active raiding guilds on EU. So, I mean, I have contact with those guilds, and I know a lot of other guild leaders as well in game and stuff. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be, again, it's on the players to organize this. And, I mean, you know, we have like 4 months at least or whatever to do it. So, again, as long as players are proactive and the community sort of, you know, takes responsibility for itself, then I think it's going to go very well. But, yeah, I mean, it could absolutely not go well if people just try and stack one alliance, you know, but I don't see that happening. I think there's enough people interested in trying to make good, interesting, competitive matchups that they won't want to just stack one server. So, I mean, like, I don't see Teapot going to Ravia and being like, hey, let's go together so we can just win every single fight and one push everyone and have, you know, boring fights.
I'm getting robotness.
Yeah, you're lagging a bit.
Yeah, a bit of lag.
A bit of lag.
Well, on the, you know, finding a good alliance, or finding a good world you want to be a part of. I mean, if you don't, I think the way it will go is that if you're in a current world where you don't want to be in an alliance with anyone, you will hate them, they suck. Well, you just wait until you get shuffled off to another one, then maybe you find someone good there, right? It's not permanent, so you can always get shuffled around and then find a different one.
It seems like probably the first few seasons are going to be like, no, I don't want to ally with these people, or dissolve. There's going to be a lot more dissolving alliances in those 7 weeks than there's going to be making alliances in those 7 weeks until you find that one place you really like, and then you'll stick with it with an alliance. I think that's probably what's going to happen in some cases, unless, of course, you're already really involved in the World versus World community, like Roy here, and have these connections outside of the game and are able to make alliances beforehand.
I mean, and NA has the same thing too. We have another Discord set up for NA, although I think it's a little less active at the moment, but it's certainly going to become more active now. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. We have the tools sort of to organize this stuff, I think. I mean, yeah, I expect there'll be some players, some groups, you know, that don't really want to necessarily work together, or, you know, that kind of want to just do their thing and they don't care about the rest of the community, and that's unfortunate, but I mean, that's, you know, it's just how it is. I hope hopefully it won't affect it too much, but, you know, again, we have to kind of see.
So hold on a second though. Let's say you are in an alliance, you're in a guild, World vs. World guild, and you're in an alliance, and you still want a world transfer for some reason. You're currently on your world with the proper alliance and everything. Are you allowed to stay in your alliance in that world and still world transfer to some other world?
What do you mean? Well, if you transferred to another world, you wouldn't be in that alliance anymore.
You would no longer be in the alliance, or would you stay in the alliance but be on another world?
No, you wouldn't be in that alliance, I don't think. You would still be in... I don't know.
That's
I mean,
a
I
good
don't really
question.
see. I don't really see. What
I don't
the
see.
point.
There's
of
no
being
point
in
for
the
that.
alliance
There
would
is no
be.
point for that.
I mean, it's not like you wouldn't be able to join a new alliance, but the thing is, the alliance is you're in an alliance based on what guild you're in. So I could transfer off server or world, to another world with other guilds and other alliances, and if I didn't change my world versus world guild, technically I would still be marked as in that guild, which would be in that alliance. But I mean, I wouldn't be playing with them.
So,
I'd basically be a pug on that.
At the end of 8 weeks, you'd get matched back up with the people in your guild and
I
alliance.
believe so.
Yeah.
I think
But
so.
yeah,
So I mean, if you're transferring off, I assume that's because you're joining a new guild. So you probably would.
unless you're trying to take him down from the inside.
Ah.
I mean, sure, that's.
Oh,
I guess
shit.
so. If
Espionage.
you're willing to do that.
Well, dude, think about it.
that's-
Whoa, dude, think how easy it is to do espionage now, dude. This is like some EVE Online shit, dude. This is some
I mean,
EVE
it's already
Online.
like.
Yeah, I mean, it's already like that, but now it's in the game almost. Like the systems almost facilitate it to a certain extent with the
Yeah,
alliances.
dude, we're gonna have some
some
spies. We have
You
to set
can
up like
spy on people,
counter-terrorist agencies.
Yeah. You gotta have people like vetting people as they come in, dude. It's like you gotta build a wall, man, like to not let them in. Otherwise, they're gonna infiltrate, take your jobs, take your builds, man. They're gonna take your strats.
So should they change the name of World versus World, even though they're still like alliances get grouped into worlds? Should they try to currently, since they're blowing things up anyway, change the name of the worlds to something else to capitalize on the fact that it now is kind of guild versus guild and alliance versus alliance? Should it be called no longer World versus World, but
They're changing from servers to worlds, so world versus world
it's more
makes even more
appropriate.
sense.
It's more sense.
it's even more appropriate. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, I think it's gonna be. It doesn't,
Yeah,
AVA
it's gonna
alliance
stay
versus
the-
alliance now, because it's not alliance versus alliance,
It's not.
because it's an alliance plus pugs plus maybe another alliance versus another alliance and pugs. It's a world versus a world.
But again, it's World versus World, so the name's already wrong. So might as well.
Okay, it is actually called world versus world, but everyone just
They
shortened
should
it to
call it alliance battles. That's PogChamp.
Is it?
I
though?
mean,
is it?
It is because you don't have to say alliance versus alliance because
no,
that's,
because
that's not
then
true.
every single person who's not in an alliance is going to complain and say you're not being fair to me because I'm not in an alliance, but you're
No, good point. Good point.
Someone will be butthurt.
Good point.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think it actually matters, but sure, if they want to, hey, you know what? If they implement this system, they could call it whatever they want. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really care.
Boy, that's half of what I bring up here on TeaTime. Things that don't actually matter. So
Yes. Well, no, it's important, but we need the edge cases, dude. We need the edge cases. That's why we have you. Come with the weird shit.
I'm edgy.
That's why ArenaNet watches it, so they can make sure that they don't accidentally put something weird in the game.
Yeah.
They can see. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be good. I think people need to give them time to really, again, there's things we don't know exactly, but I mean, this isn't a bad thing. I mean, people freaked out about gliding being into World vs. World, and it literally made no difference pretty much. So I know there's people freaking out about this, but I think it's a really good change. Again, I think that ArenaNet is on top of it like they haven't been on top of things before as far as communicating and stuff with the player base. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I think it's going to be. I mean, again, this is the best thing they've done as far as I'm concerned to World vs. World.
Yeah, this is huge. This is huge. This is going to be really good. World vs. World is going to be back. It's back, boys. Okay, well, they're bringing it back. Players are going to come back. Everyone's going to come back. And you know what is interesting about this? Okay, now that's guild driven, guys. I want more rewards in the game. We can actually bait people back into the game, dude.
This is every time.
No,
T-Pot's
seriously.
just here for the gold. He doesn't care on anything else.
Honestly,
He just wants
dude,
gold.
What?
Do you know what?
It's true.
No.
It's true though, because it is guild driven, and we need more guild focused rewards too. So this is, and we can easily have a lot more guild missions tied to World versus World now.
Right. Listen. All right, team, squad. Okay, I can say this because I don't really need the money, guys. I don't really need the rewards. I got basically fucking everything in this game. I got like all the permanent contracts. I got this stupid legendary armor. I got 10 legendaries or something, right?
Yeah.
I don't need that shit. Hey, you don't either, Roy. You're rich as fuck, boy.
Hey guys, Teapot basically just said he doesn't need your money. You can go sub to me. It doesn't matter.
Give it to me.
No. Everyone
Or
sub.
sub to Boots.
Everyone sub right now. No. Unsubscribe from everyone else, okay? But seriously, this is Guild Wars 2 is a great opportunity to add rewards to the game, boys. add rewards to the game. Okay.
It would be nice to see. Oh, something else I forgot to mention real quick. Just actually, this is off topic. I'll say it next. But it would be nice, yeah, if they sort of, and they did say they're not planning to implement it at first because they want to focus on just getting the system in, which makes sense. But it would be nice if they had some sort of system to reward specific guilds or even specific alliances for doing better or doing well, either on a weekly basis or at the end of each season. And someone, I think Gregor, asked what I think of seasons lasting 8 weeks. I mean, right now I think it makes sense because that's what the current links are for. So it's a good metric to see. I mean, people voted on relinking happening every 2 months. So I think if they did some sort of poll, people would probably end up choosing that again. It doesn't really make sense for them to be longer because then people get bored of being on the exact same world. I mean, that was the reason they made them every 2 months. And it doesn't really make sense for it to be that short either because I don't really see the point of it being like a month or something. So, I mean, 8 weeks makes sense. And again, they can change it if they need to afterwards. But when you say rewards, you mean an incentive to compete against each other? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like right now, obviously you have the pips in game for the reward tracks. But other than that, I mean...
Alliance leaderboards.
Alliance leaderboards.
Yeah, dude.
Guild leaderboards.
And guild leaderboards, yeah, within the
guild
server.
Leaderboards would be awesome.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
Just a reason to try. Yeah. And you could even do, like, once a year, once every 3 reshuffles or whatever, you could have like a slightly longer season or something where you get a special reward if you get first place or something, like they did with the World vs. World seasons before. But who knows? And something I want to mention real quick, you're going to get a title based on the server that you're on now when they put this new system in. So if you're on Vabby, you're going to get a Vabby title if that's where your account is. At the end, like when they implement the new system. So make sure you keep that in mind. You have to go to the server you want the title for.
Emery Bay.
Yeah, Emery Bay titles, dude.
Yeah.
Mag swag titles, yeah. It's gonna be
got a server transfer before this happens.
Yeah, well, you have plenty of time for that again. It's like, 6 months or whatever.
So, so you think around 6 months or what? Because they didn't specify how many
no, they
months.
didn't specify. They said it'll be a few months. Obviously, the sooner the better. But I would say my guess is sometime in the summer. I certainly wouldn't expect it to be before April or May.
Probably best would be
aiming
summer
for
when everybody has a
June,
lot of
July
time.
Release. Yeah, I mean they released the last time they did this huge overhaul was the rewards change, and that was in June. I believe it was at the end of June, it was June 6th. That was the competitive, whatever they said it was. They always do World vs. World releases in spring, summer. I mean. Yeah, I think that's sort of coincidence, but yeah, I would expect it to be sometime June, July, maybe May at the earliest. But
June 14th is I think the date. I'm gonna write that down.
All right, June 14th. Let's place bets.
Oh, sure. June 14th. We called it $3,000. What?
No, I mean. I think they already have the base system down, right? So I mean that's good. But they did say as well they plan to basically share resources with any other World vs. World changes that they're doing at the time, which means they're planning on doing other stuff. It's not like this is the only thing they're working on. It seems like, which is nice. But again, we're just gonna have to see. I'm sure that in a couple weeks or something they'll be talking more about it. And again, they're still taking feedback. I mean, you can go comment on Reddit. You can comment on the forums probably. There's an FAQ thread up on the forums as well that was put up a couple days ago where you can give feedback and stuff. So,
And as we approach the time of reckoning, I'm sure we'll have a lot of interaction, a lot of extra information about the system coming in, right?
Yeah. Do we think that with the implement of seasons, we'll see 8 cycle balance patches?
Gregor,
no.
Please, my sides. Come on, dude.
Hey. Hold on now. All right. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like, this is a good thing. All right. I said, I think this is good. I think they're moving in the right direction. This is the World vs. World team, though. The balance team, I'm still not happy with. But, I mean, well, who knows? Maybe Tuesday we will.
Yeah, Tuesday might blow your mind.
Who knows? But no, I don't think we're going to see 8-week balance changes. I mean,
what if it's, World vs. World specific? World vs. World specific little mini balance changes.
I mean, that'd be nice if they go. TeaPot just losing it right now. If they go, I mean, if they do try to split World vs. World and PvP more, like I think they are with this balance patch, who knows? But I don't see it happening unless they hire more devs to work on the balance patch or the balance team. That's
to be fair, in the last 4 months we have been getting 8-week balance patches.
Have we? I mean, because the last one wasn't really it was like a couple changes, wasn't it? It wasn't that big.
It was pretty significant though. Like it wasn't crazy, but they had some significant things in there. Like wasn't what's it called? Wasn't Race of the Land change in there, or the Mesmer distortion share was gone from that?
Oh.
One of the two.
Oh. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I totally agree.
I guess we'll see. I wouldn't expect it, but again, those are two separate things anyways, so it's whatever.
Well, yeah. I mean, I mean, Boots is kind of right. I mean, they are trying to increase the rate. I've always said that they are trying to, and who knows? If they really nail down their skill split, then they can get this done at the end of every World vs. World season, which would be ideal. Right? It would be ideal if they could do that.
I'm all for just World vs. World balance patches, by the way. Screw PV.
Oh, yeah. Just everything on World vs. World. But hey, they've said that they are going to be splitting. And actually, if you believe the leaked balance notes, they're doing a lot of splitting in this upcoming one.
Oh, yeah.
I can't look at those.
Yeah.
I can't look at those because I need to be fresh for Tuesday.
Leaks.
Not looking. I could only discuss Alacrity, and there's something else that they talked about for Mesmer, I think. Forget
Phantasms.
Phantasms, right. Yeah, so we can discuss that if you'd like. How's that going to affect World vs. World for Mesmers? Not much, eh?
Not at all, because your Phantasms just get fucking wrecked anyway.
Actually better.
Better,
better.
I guess, because you can get a clone out of it as well. So, but then again, the clone is a piece of shit, so...
You get a clone out of it, but also they're probably going to buff Phantasms because it's only a single summon, right?
Yes.
So there you go.
Oh, Tides of Time.
Is there anything else about alliances?
Well, the main thing about alliances, I would say, is going to be, for a start, how they're going to balance this stuff. But and if they're, what I'm kind of interested in is, will there be some kind of reward for doing well every relink, right? Because I think that would be really cool. And people say, oh, you can manipulate it. I actually kind of think, this is actually my stance. I actually thought about this before this tea time, because I knew we were going to be talking about that. And people will say, listen, you can't allow this because the players will just manipulate the rewards. And I actually, to a certain extent, I kind of think, fuck them, man. I don't give a shit. I think the players who actually, I think people deserve rewards anyway. Even as if you like dickhead alliances who kind of go, oh yes, we're going to farm our rewards. Motherfucker, if they wanted to farm rewards, they could just get off their ass and go into PvE, and do some proper farming, But I actually think I don't care. That's maybe you guys are. I'm very happy for you guys to kind of disagree with me on that. I realize it's kind of maybe a kind of reckless stance, I suppose you could say. But actually, no, I say fuck them. Just put rewards in anyway. I actually don't care if people match manipulate that much. Or whatever, their little manipulation memes.
Oh, sorry, do we have that in writing now? Do we have that in writing? You don't care that people match manipulate?
No.
Or is it just in World vs. World?
Just in World. It
wouldn't even work in World vs. World, though. Like, how do you match manipulate World vs. World? Because, like, you can't be, you don't know, you're not going to have the same people in your matchup, 2 weeks in a row. You're not going to have the same people in your alliance. You're not going to be, you can't say, like, oh, this week we'll win and next week you'll win, because next week you won't be fighting the same people. So whoever loses isn't going to be getting rewards.
Okay. So back a long time ago, I think I mentioned this before to you guys when I was on Emery Bay. I think it was season 1. There was a time where it was the Silver League, and I think we were in like 3rd place or something. And the number 1 was a bandwagon server, so they were like stacked. But we were in a match with number 1, number 2, and number 3. And number 2, we teamed up with Maguma in order to make sure that number 1 would not win that match, and thereby making Maguma, who was a worse server.
So Maguma won. You guys didn't get anything, but
complicated me.
Exactly.
It's complicated.
That's actually the same thing happened on EU as well. With Seafarer's Rest, they were the number 1 server for like some ridiculous amount of time. It was like 50 weeks in a row or something. They didn't lose a single matchup. And then finally Deso and FSP double teamed them. And Deso won and FSP lost, but they both beat Seafarers. So they were like, all right, we got Seafarers to lose. And then Seafarers died. They couldn't take the shame. But, that's another story. But, it's Yeah, I mean that can happen, but that's part of it too. Like people are like, "Oh, these servers are double teaming us." Well, welcome to World vs. World, I guess. Like,
yeah,
I think that's part of it. Like,
I think
if you choose to
but it was
destroy
the X
one
Ben.
server
my
together,
stance on this is that it is literally impossible to make World versus World fair. So stop trying and just put the rewards in anyway, right? You cannot do it because it's too player driven already, right? To make it fair, and now it's going to be even more player driven. So honestly, there's going to be even more bonus unfairness going on. But then again, World vs. World is an inherently unfair game mode anyway, so I think that's fine. So just put the rewards in, all right? Get us some rewards for winning, for losing, and being third, obviously. So everyone gets a little participation medal, okay?
Yeah, a ribbon. You can get a little blue ribbon on your character.
I know, just bring it back to the seasons, right? You get a fucking spike if you come third, right? Just like one spike, 14.
Dude, just think. Every time you win, you can get a new Doilak statue in your Citadel, and in a year, you could have 50 in your Citadel.
Whoa!
Dude, 50 statues.
No, but
hold on a second.
That would be great, though. So... actually, no. That might be a bit too much. The rich get richer, but why not just have the better you do, right? So you get that Dolyak statue for that World versus World XP bonus, man. Whoa, that would be kind of cool.
Boy.
Yeah,
because we all need more ranks to max out the masteries, right?
More pips.
Wait,
no more pips, Roy. Come on, man. You're not thinking about the long term, dude.
Right, pips.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not even, dude. Are you kidding me? Do you know how hyped I'm going to be when I get my other 1k ranks from where I am now to get that extra pip? I'm not joking. This is not my joking face, guys.
You're about to pass me in ranks, dude.
Dude, when I'm getting close to 4k rank where I get my 5th pip for rank, dude. I was hyped when I got it for 2.5.
48-hour stream confirmed.
That was fucking exciting when I'm not joking, guys. Seriously, I love my fucking pips, dude. Okay, I want more pips. I want them now.
I dream about pips now.
I dream about pips.
Oh, new in the gem store. You can unlock an extra pip for 5k gems. Let's go.
100%. That would be dude. That would be the easiest insta buy for me ever, dude. I wish I was joking, dude.
Yeah.
I would just insta buy.
Now hold on a second, Roy. You are our resident World versus World expert, and you have been World versus Worlding for years and years and years. Please say, what is it what animal is it that you have to escort from camp to?
You want me yaks?
No, the full name.
I know I mispronounce it, dude. I'm not even gonna get into this with you. I've been mispronouncing it for years. I don't care.
Okay, all right. Good.
Okay. Wow, that was fun. This was expert Roy here. Is there anything else about the alliances we need to talk about, or I mean, is that basically
itching to go do a raid? I think
I am. Yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of it. I mean, that's pretty much all the stuff with regards to the alliances, I would say. I don't think there's a lot extra on top of that. I think the rewards thing is kind of something that I would like to kind of flesh out a bit more. So I'll just put that to you, Roy, then as kind of a conclusion point. If you were like, what kind of rewards do you think would be acceptable or desirable for doing well?
It depends. It depends a little bit how they do them, because there's a couple different ways they could do them. They could either do it. They could reward the alliance as a whole. They could reward the guild specifically if they are able to somehow like say, oh, this guild did more this matchup or whatever. And it also depends on if they do it every season or every matchup or twice a season or something. Because you don't want to just give people like a legendary every season. Obviously, that would be ridiculous. But I think it would be nice to give it some sort of World vs. World exclusive thing. Like some sort of like if they implemented. I mean, obviously you have the tickets already, right? So, but like if you could get a different set of armor or a different set of weapons or something, if there was some sort of title, like if your alliance wins a season, like 3 seasons in a row, you get a title. Everyone in that alliance gets a title. Some sort of exclusive reward like that would be really cool. But then obviously gold is nice. Siege, if you're like a commander, like if you command for 10 hours a week, you get siege at the end of each week or something. Stuff like that. That would be cool. Like, I don't want to just go back to if you win the matchup, you get a bonus chest and it gives you 2 green items. Like that's like no one cares about that. That's not what I would want to see. So something other than that would be good. Again, not something that's like insane. Like you shouldn't get a ridiculous amount of gold every week or something. That wouldn't be good. Because then all the PvEers will come, and we don't want those, as we've already stated. No PvEers allowed. But
yeah,
yeah, no. But something would be nice. God of World versus World title. Yeah, we have a God of Fractal title, man.
Yeah.
A Fractal God title.
God.
Where's the World versus World God, dude? That's what I want. I need the World versus World God title, dude.
Oh my god.
Right?
Damn.
I mean, I guess it's Ultimate Dominator.
I can't even
If-
imagine how grindy fucking God of World versus World would be.
I would love to see a God of World versus World, and then if you get God of World versus World and God of PvP and Fractal God, you get God of the Mists as a title.
You know what I really want? I really want them to accept that the camp Roy's Refuge is named after me.
It is, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, they need to. I need to be like Deror, dude. They put him in the game. Where am I? But no. Yeah, rewards is a good idea. I think rewarding guilds or alliances, specifically, or even commanders for doing well, doing better, giving them a little more incentive to play would be nice. It maybe isn't necessary, but I think it would be nice. I think it would certainly incentivize people to play more or play harder, or whatever. If they're not going to bring back like actual World versus World seasons. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if it's an 8-week kind of deal, it is kind of structured as, they call it seasons too. It's structured as something that could be competitive. So
yeah, absolutely. It'd be great to see them implement like tier lists, dude. Like this is the best alliance in the game. Like that would be awesome, dude.
Yeah,
the Royal Alliance.
Exactly, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
The best alliance in the entire game. That would be one hell of a meme, right? You could even have a title for it. You could kind of have a parallel to the PvP system with some of this stuff, right? That would be pretty exciting, right? If you could have the best guild, and it should, I agree that it should. I think having it to be guild based rewards, I think would be really awesome because there's not enough guild in Guild Wars right now, and I think if they had if it was guild-based rewards, so your guild does well, say your guild does a lot of PvT, your guild does a lot of killing, stuff like that. I don't know, that would be a pretty awesome way to do it.
Something that'd be kind of cool, sort of like that. You have the Yak statue in the Citadel. If your guild does really well, they could get some sort of statue in their guild hall.
I was just about to ask that. How do you guys think that, because since it's going to be much more guild-centric World versus World now, how do you think that they could tie this into the guild hall or rewards basically in guild scenarios?
Or what they could even do is they could name keeps after a guild. Like, yeah, you could have the Vivacious Hills, dude. That'd be awful.
That would be good, man.
The Mystic Builds Bay, dude.
Yeah! Think about that. I mean, stuff like that is a great way to do something that isn't too imbalanced or impactful.
Salty Hollow.
It's kind of impactful without not even being impactful. You know what I mean, right?
Hex Castle. Yes.
And
oh my god.
Whoever
owns Stone Mist would be amazing.
That's the way that it would be. I mean, that's to a certain extent that happened in Guild Wars 1. You could claim outposts because in Guild Wars 1 you had hubs basically that you could port to, and you had, but they were kind of like lobbies before you go out into the open world, is how it worked. Well, though it wasn't an open world before you go into the instances. And in Guild Wars factions, the guilds that were doing memes, right? You could take over and you could have your guild emblem. And your tag, right, and guild name attached to a certain outpost on the map, which you could have something like that. Could be kind of cool.
The Gachi Garrison.
Gachi Garrison, yeah, dude. Well, I mean, surely there's going to be a Gachi Alliance, right? There's going to be a Gachimuchi Alliance. Sure. Yeah. Imagine if it's rank 1, dude. How are you going to feel about that, Roy? If the Gachi Alliance is rank 1.
I won't allow that to happen.
Yeah?
I will not allow that. No.
What if it was on NA?
It will not happen on my watch. I will transfer to NA. I'll quit my job. I will PPT 24/7. It's not going to happen.
Yeah?
I guarantee it. There is Gachi-gasm's going down.
Wow, Gachi-gasm's going down. I mean, look at chat, dude. You could call it the Leather Club. Oh my god.
The Leather Club. It's alright. I'll just ban all these plebs in chat. No problem. All right. Anyways, I do need to go kill people in World vs. World.
All right.
You need to slay. Is what you're telling me? You need to slay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Roy. Appreciate it, dude.
Of course, man.
Go and enjoy your slaying. But yeah, that's a good chat about alliances, I think.
Alliances are fucking lit, all right?
Yeah.
Don't doubt it. All right, faith in ArenaNet. Let's go, boys, okay? Raymond is king. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Roy, best TVT commander.
Yeah, dude. All right, boys. Thanks. Enjoy your alacrity chats.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There's exciting stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. You're leaving us, though. You talk for 90% of the time on TeaTime, and now we have.
All right, now I'm leaving before you insult me.
No, I'm just saying. Our
Roy is garbage.
Is not going to be able to.
Roy is trash.
You guys are much better looking than I am. People can just stare at your lovely faces. It's fine. All right. Have a lovely day.
Yeah,
Bye.
See you later, Roy.
Mm.
What are we gonna do
Roy's
now?
gone. Well, I don't know, man. We've been abandoned by
This is
Roy.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure we'll be okay. You know, there's a bunch of interesting stuff we have to talk about yet, for a start. We have many things that need to happen. I'm just going to leave Roy there. He deserves to be... He deserves to be left there, okay? There's a lot of very interesting things. I think alliances are going to be very... Look at your... He sees his own Skype picture. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff about alliances, and alliances are going to bring a lot back to World vs. So I really hope it's going to hype up the game mode a lot. World vs. World is going to be back, my friends.
Yeah, and it's not like when Pathfire came out or was coming out, we thought, okay, maybe the influx of players because of Pathfire was going to help the PvP scene and the World vs. World scene and sort of revitalize it. And that didn't quite happen. But this is very different. This is not like we're just hoping that people will come because something else unrelated to World vs. World happening. This is a big deal for World vs. World, so this could really pep it up. This could really pep it up. What are you looking at?
What?
What do you...
What?
I don't know. Okay, so you want to talk about alacrity changes. I know that you are upset about this.
I'm not really upset about it. I'm actually upset about one... I'm upset about a change that... I'm upset about a change that people probably don't think I'm... Well, not the change they think I'm upset about. I'm upset about Tides of Time. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
The Tides of Time change is horrible. Terrible, actually. Disgusting.
Did they say that they are for sure removing quickness from Tides of Time, or was it just a thought?
They are they're removing the quickness from Tides of Time.
Okay.
Or they
are for sure doing that.
Not for sure, but well, I mean, nothing's for sure, right? But they have said that that's what they currently have here.
Okay, and why is that bad for you? Because you can't put quickness on yourself at the beginning of the fight and then share it out?
It just makes the opener very annoying on Chrono. Very annoying.
Are they... So they're removing alacrity from the shield phantasm, right?
No.
No, they're not. They're just putting it... What are they doing exactly?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
They're changing shield phantasm because it's not going to be up all the time now, right? So they're not you only do the one attack, turns into a clone afterwards. So that means having 3 phantasms up is not going to make... You're not going to be able to do that anymore, so you're not going to be able to have your 100% alacrity because of that.
Wait, Tides of Time gives alacrity to 10 people now, because Tides of Time gives alacrity.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And alacrity is a boon, so it lasts twice as long.
Yeah.
So what's happening with the phantasm?
The phantasm hits once. Well, twice, because you'll run Chrono Phantasma.
Okay, so you're saying that Tides of Time itself is going to replace all the alacrity loss because of the phantasm change?
Pretty much, especially if you have 2 Mesmers, yeah.
Okay, and so the only loss is quickness is getting removed from Tides of Time. And why is that?
Because they wanted to make it alacrity instead.
They're not going to put both. Why not have both? Why not both?
Because they won't have both. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Oh, yeah, and you share alacrity as well because it's a boon, right? So Signet of Inspiration now gives alacrity. So alacrity is easy now. Like they've changed it around from the alacrity being the one that you have to work to upkeep. Now it's going to be quickness, the one you have to work to upkeep.
Yeah. Oh my god! If it's a boon, Revenant. Like, Revenant already gives 100% alacrity really, really easily.
Yeah, they're nerfing it though, dude. They're nerfing it.
They're going to nerf the alacrity.
They've already said that they're nerfing the duration on. So Renegade is just kind of trash. No, because you're gonna need boon duration to make it work, and you don't really want boon duration. So,
is it possible that they'll give quickness to the Phantasm, so the Shield Phantasm, to replace the one on Tides of Time?
It's possible, but then Mesmer will be fully brain dead. Do you really want that?
No. Well, it's not fully brain dead because the Phantasm goes away, right?
I mean, yeah. But it's still really easy though.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. I just don't like the design. I don't like the design choices. Put it like this: I don't like the design choices. I think the concept. I think this is a classic ArenaNet move. The balance steps they're taking here are. They've thought about balance and not gameplay. Here, I think that the gameplay is going to be significantly worse, but it will be more balanced. I guess.
Okay. So what is it about
this
the
is basically
time that you liked about that gameplay? Having to align it properly, or what? What exactly did you like about it?
it plays well. That's the thing. It just plays well. Like the rotation is very smooth the way it is.
Ah, okay.
And now it's going to be more.
Well, yeah.
annoying.
Now all rotations are going to be really annoying because Alacrity is getting nerfed.
Yeah, Alacrity is getting nerfed, and this is kind of how LEs have probably felt forever. Every time every time there's a balance patch, and I guess we've also said about this, and when we talked about this, basically, Ellie always gets nerfed, and the gameplay feels worse every single patch. Right, that's how it goes. So Ellie gets more balance, but the gameplay.
But that's because Elementalist has so many buttons they're able to push. So the faster you're allowed to push buttons, the better it is for Ellie. So yeah, of course it's gonna feel. It's the same thing for Engineer probably because, if you have every time Alacrity gets nerfed, an Engineer gets to push less buttons in time. At least the old Engineer.
Well, the nerf isn't actually that bad. The Alacrity nerf isn't actually that bad. It's only 33% to 25%. Again, annoying and maybe unnecessary as well. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just why? Why?
You know who does know? Nike. We should add him to the call.
Add Nike to the call.
To replace Roy as the person who talks 60% to 90% of the time.
Wow, wait, what are you trying to say? What were you trying to say here, buddy? I mean, what's going on?
Saying, I don't know if just the two of us could carry this conversation.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about that one, dude. Do you have anything to say about Alacrity?
About Alacrity, okay, so if Alacrity is becoming a boon now, oh, he can't talk, that's a shame. If Alacrity is becoming a boon now, that does make more sense as to why they noted in the last preview about the balance patch that the boon to condition conversions is getting a change. So with Alacrity becoming a boon, that means that most likely the condition that it'll be changing to will be chill, right?
Yes.
Right. So no longer do you have resistance turning to chill. Mm-hmm. So then my question to you is, what do you think resistance would turn into? What makes sense?
Well, you see, there's actually quite a lot of... I think this balance patch is going to be quite the radical balance patch, actually. Because they're going to be attacking some things with a bit of a ice pick, hacksaw, machine gun, chainsaw, bomb, grenade, all these things that could happen, right? And one of the things they're going to be talking about is boon corruption. They are going to be nerfing boon corruption because of Scourge.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In what way? Is it going to be... Oh, yeah. How are they going to do that? Tell me how they're nerfing boon corruption.
Well, a huge problem right now is the way boon corruption is because of how much there is and how easy it is to do. Like stuff like weakness, right, is very disgusting. Okay, you can turn 25 might into weakness instantly. Like that is dumb. That is dumb. That's stupid. Completely stupid. Okay, the way that happens.
What does Fury turn into?
Blind, if I recall correctly.
Fury should be weakness.
It's I don't know. And I think, as Ajax said, I think what Ajax is saying here is actually correct. I think resistance might be getting a huge buff or something. They might be changing resistance to the point where it might be a bit immune to corruption or doesn't corrupt into anything. Yeah.
Oh.
To kind of that actually might go that kind of way with that, honestly. There'll be some very interesting. I don't know, dude. Seriously, I don't know. You better watch out, dude. I think they're going to be nerfing boon corrupt hard, man.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. I want to see. I want to kind of make my ideal corruption list.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of want to do that, and I think might should be. Should might turn into vulnerability?
Should might turn into vulnerability? But well, what would might? I don't know. What could might go to? Might go to cripple or something. I don't know. But then swiftness goes.
Why?
Well, I don't know, because might to vulnerability. How does that make any sense?
Because you're either doing more damage or you're receiving more damage, and it stacks.
Yeah, sure. Okay, fine.
Okay, might to vulnerability. Done. Written down. All right, we're doing this. Now, you said swiftness to cripple?
Yeah, swiftness. Oh, yeah, obviously, right?
Yeah. The problem is you have three different damaging things besides confusion. So what boons should be turned into bleed, burning, poison? Actually, four. Torment. What boon should turn into that?
Well, I don't think it does nothing. I think nothing goes to torment, does it?
No, I don't think so.
Nothing. So they could make nothing goes to torment. So they could just make resistance go to nothing, right? They could do something like that.
Resistance go to torment.
Resistance could go to torment actually. Yeah.
Yeah, regen to poison, that makes sense. But the problem with regen is it doesn't have stacks. Yeah. Unless they're changing that.
They're not going to make it change. No, they're not going to. No. They are changing resistance. They are changing regen though, so regen will be healing power into, which is actually really good. Which is really, really good. Okay.
Yeah. Regen. Okay, so regen to poison. Since nothing really stacks like that, you're not going to get like stacks of bleeding and stacks of torment equal to whatever stacks of boons you have. It'll all be like standardized. Maybe regen would transfer to a random chance of 3 stacks of poison, 3 stacks of torment, 3 stacks of bleeding, or 1 stack of burning.
I think playing with stacks is very dangerous, dude. Like playing with stacks is dangerous. Honestly, I don't know. It's so one-sided. Like boon corruption already is just so dirty, man. Like compare the amount of effort it takes to stack 25 might to the amount of effort that it takes to turn all of that might into weakness instantly, right? Like this is why they're doing this. And I'm actually not quite sure what they're going to do. Like I think a big part of it is going to be reducing the duration of the boons corrupted. They're going to be reducing the duration. They'll probably just nerf it across the board, honestly. They'll make the common ones much less impactful.
But I think might to vulnerability kind of makes sense, doesn't it? To the equal stacks of vulnerability.
You would have 25 might turn into 25 vuln.
Yeah. Why not?
Why?
Because vuln is already so easy to get on someone anyway.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, and what Tylums is saying here is kind of interesting, right? They could have it so if you corrupt the boon, it only corrupts X amount of stacks, and they actually might do something like that. That would actually be pretty interesting, right?
That would be interesting.
That would be kind of interesting. So if you corrupt, so it makes it you need more corrupts coordinated to actually screw someone.
I guess, but how? Okay, so stability is the only 2 things that stack. Yeah. What stacks? Might, stability, and what? No, that's it, eh?
That's it, yeah.
So,
thing is, though, everything stacks, right? But for example, protection stacks in the fact that when you have prot, you'll have 3 to 4 whatever stacks of protection, but they're all lined up instead.
Yeah, but they're not going to make it so that they're not going to remove all those types of stacks. Sorry, they're not going to not remove all those types of stacks of prot. They're not going to say like, oh, your boon corrupt only removes the first 3 stacks of that, so they still have prot, but it's only for 3 seconds now instead of 12.
Well, that would actually be kind of an interesting way to do it, right? Like, it would massively require the game to be rebalanced, but it would be an interesting thing to do about it.
I don't know though. I don't know. There's something about boon corrupt is really powerful, but there's something about it being because boons are so easy to pump up on yourself and your crew. Like, it's so easy to just spam boons all the time, and you need something to counter that. And boon corrupt is powerful, but I mean, it's got to be done. You can't nerf boon corrupt to the ground, or else you're just gonna have
old style meta, man. Now the trouble is, it's really difficult to balance this stuff out, right? But I think right now it's just so disgusting, dude. It's so disgusting how it is, dude. It's repulsive how obnoxious boon corruption is, especially on Scourge. I think I don't know. No, we can kind of cancel this. I actually think that the trouble is with the way the game is right now is that application is really busted for boons and conditions, right? You spam boons so hard, but you also spam condies so hard. It's just out of control, man. Like, boons and condies are really out of control right now. I think the best way to do it is to not nerf things into oblivion, like we're kind of borderline suggesting here. It's more like just tone everything down. Like, and the thing is, I know that sounds really shitty, but I think the trouble is that everything is kind of power crept, but it's not even power creep as such. It's more like application creep, you know? We're in the situation where there is boon madness. It's condi madness, guys. It's out of control. And there's so many of them. And Firebrand is like this. Firebrand is the unsung cancer of our time, guys. Everyone's always whining about Scourge, but Firebrand is better than Scourge. Sorry to fucking burst your bubble, boys. Firebrand is way more AIDS when it comes to actual application. Like, Firebrand is just going crazy 24/7. It's just spamming stuff out, spamming heals, spamming boons, spamming cleanse, right? And it's a two-sided problem, guys. You know, it's a two-sided problem, my friends. Okay, we find a situation that we're in, and everything needs to get nerfed, kinda, or you just leave it as it is. Because right now it's actually okay.
As it is.
I think it's kind of okay as it is, but the trouble is it's a bit unfun how it is, though, Boots. That's the issue here. Right?
Yeah, again, if you're not a Firebrand.
Again, we find ourselves in a situation where the game is relatively balanced. It's not horrible. It's not actually horrible. It's cancer, but it's not horrible. The game is it's a bit rock, paper, scissory, and it's not that much fun to play against in a lot of situations. But yeah. So the real question is, do we just nerf literally everything?
I don't know if that's a good idea. It's everybody will complain and nobody will be happy. Right? Like, that, half of it's psychology. So people remember nerfs 3 times longer than they remember buffs.
Yeah.
And if they nerf everything to the ground, yeah, it'll be like, oh, everybody's equally getting nerfed, but nobody's going to be happy. And nobody really wants to do that as a game developer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's correct. And the thing is, though, don't you just eventually have to kind of bite down on the bullet and just do it? Because otherwise it's going to keep getting worse. Kind of like
world restructuring?
It's just going to keep getting worse.
Yeah, it will. I mean, technically it's not supposed to, because anything they add to the game is just supposed to be equal level as to what it is now, right?
Oh, God. Only PvEers will complain because DPS benchmarks. Oh, nice joke, buddy. Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah. Reduce the amount of boon condition types each class can apply. Yeah, that's basically what we're saying needs to kind of happen. Yeah, everything kind of needs to get nerfed, honestly. I said it, guys. I'm sorry. And nerfs feel bad, man. It feels horrible. It feels really bad. But unfortunately, it kind of has to happen, you know?
Specifically, okay, can you do more targeted nerfs, though? You can't just say across the board everything has to be nerfed, right? Like, that's not helpful. What specifically needs to get nerfed?
The application level of Scourge should be nerfed, I think. And it's not that it's imbalanced even, right? It's the fact that it kind of doesn't matter what you get hit by with Scourge. If Scourge hits you, you get about 5 condies.
Yeah.
You know, that's the issue. If you fully trait your Scourge, which you do, of course, because you are a good player, if you get hit by anything, you get about 5 condies. I mean, that's not okay, guys. I mean, what? That's a serious problem, you know? And when you go on Tome 3 in Firebrand, your entire group boom bar just whoop, lights up, right? And the auto attack on, all the abilities give so many boons, right? So many boons. And stuff like, I don't know, if you get hit by a full counter from a Spellbreaker, you get Mega AIDS, right? It just completely wrecks you, just deletes you if you get hit by this one ability.
That's never really been addressed, huh?
Well, I mean, and again, like, you have abilities that do a huge amount, and it's kind of good that it's like that. I mean, like, look at Steel on Thief, right? Like, if you getting hit by Steel on Thief is just like a soul-crushing experience, right? And stuff like that is kind of obnoxious, right? In the game, it's balanced. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not horrible. It's not imbalanced. It's just very unfun. It's like, oh well, I guess I didn't dodge the Scourge Condi. I guess I just bleed out off point now. You know, like that's not good. you know, oh, I missed one full counter. I guess I'm dead now. Like, oh, you know, the Mirage got his Condi burst on. I've got 50 stacks of confusion. I guess I'm dead. Woo, fun, you know? And they are actually addressing Mirage in particular with the confusion changes, which is good. Which is good. They are doing that as well, right?
Well, do we know more about the confusion changes?
Well, we know exactly what it is.
What do you mean?
If you cleanse yourself, it won't hurt you. If you use a skill that cleanses, it doesn't do damage to you.
Oh, that's nice. But so even if it's even if it doesn't specifically target the confusion though, like if you cleanse yourself,
if it doesn't,
so if you have like 5 conditions and you use a cleansing skill that only removes 1 condition and happens to be burning by accident, you won't take damage from confusion.
I imagine so. Yeah, seems like a bit of an over nerf to a certain extent, but hey, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, as I just said, it doesn't do damage at all if you don't do anything. So it's like old school Guild Wars 1 backfire.
But hold on a second. Are they doing that across the board, or is that only for PvP in World versus World?
That is it is in theory PvP only change.
Okay, because I think it's fine for PvE right now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, for PvE it's irrelevant. I mean, it makes Mirage a bit dirty on some bosses, but I mean, who cares, right? Yeah,
because honestly, if they did that for PvE, it would be bad for a lot of classes actually. Well, mostly Mesmer, but yeah, it'd be bad because things don't attack very fast in PvE.
No, some bosses do attack quite a bit, and that's why it's really good on Can. But other than that, it's not really irrelevant. It's not really irrelevant. But nerfing the confusion would be pretty bad, but if they did it in PvE, but they won't, so it's fine. It's just a split. But yeah, the internal cooldowns thing is another thing. Yeah, I mean, I think stuff like Path of Corruption, but honestly, it's just a cooldown thing to a certain extent. Like,
I was going to try to bring that up. I think you're right though, because Steel is a very powerful thing, does a lot of things, but it has a 20-second cooldown around, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But like you were saying, the Spellbreaker thing, it gives you quite a lot of conditions when you retaliate on it, but it's on an 8-second cooldown, and so that's kind of crazy. And same thing with Scourge, you could just reapply and reapply all the time really quickly. So there's something to be said about, like, for the longest time, elite skills have not been that powerful compared to a lot of other skills that people have way more access to that are on much shorter cooldowns. And it seems like a lot of classes nowadays have ultimate attacks that are on such short cooldowns that they can't really be thought of as ultimate attacks. They're just... Yeah.
I think the biggest how can I say, the biggest culprit of this is the F2 on Scourge. You know what I'm talking about, Boots? You know what I'm saying? With the Path of Corruption, right? With the double corrupt. It is a 5 target, okay? Because you run big shade, okay? 5 target, AoE double boon corrupt at range with no animation. On a 6-second cooldown, boys. All right? A 6-second cooldown. That's a problem, you know?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, you know, that's just fucking stupid, right? And then you have stuff like on Firebrand, when you go in your tome, you have something like on an 8-second cooldown, a 600 range AoE pentuple boon cleanse, boon conversion, a Condi conversion even. Sorry, boon cleanse. What the fuck? Condi conversion, right? That's insane. And then the second skill is basically a heal 5 people to full on a 3-second cooldown as well, right? All the skills have so much weight on them, man. It's crazy how much weight all these abilities have on them. That's the issue. Then you have full counter. Like you have full counter.
They're basically reset buttons. You have 2 reset buttons on a Firebrand. It's a little crazy. I guess those should be nerfed. I mean, is there any reason why they shouldn't be nerfed? Specifically the tomes?
Because the way they are right now, here's the problem, right, Boots? This is why I say you have to nerf everything, because right now Scourge and Firebrand are the counterweights.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They balance each other.
Sometimes see.
That's why I say. Why you sometimes
see PvP games that are two Scourges, 3 Firebrands on each side.
Well, actually, no. Here's the thing: people really complain about this. This is a bit of a segue here, But when people complain about stuff like that, it's because they just don't understand PvP. If you've got 2 Scourges and 3 Firebrands, like that's literally like a free win, dude. I just play the map and out-rotate. I mean, those costs are slow as fuck. And like you shouldn't really lose to that.
But what if you had a Scourge and a Firebrand on each point?
Because then you need 6 players.
Yeah, one of them roams.
Yeah. No, you need to be able to, because you just win the outnumbered fights, right? Like a Scourge is good for value 2v2s, you know. But it's not as good. Yeah, I got logged out, boys. I got fucking logged out, right? That's okay. But you need to kind of nerf everything. You gotta nerf everything, okay? Because otherwise, one of them is gonna be. If you nerf Scourge but not Firebrand, oh, great news, no one dies, right? But if you nerf Firebrand and not Scourge, well, great news, everyone has permanent AIDS. You know, so it's a bit of a clusterfuck, you know, a clown fiesta, if you will.
Yeah. They might be addressing both on Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesday,
they will. Yeah, they will. Though.
It looks like we are not going to be getting Living World on Tuesday, unfortunately, because.
What about Lunar New Year, though, Boots?
But it seems very clear that we instead will be getting Lunar New Year, Year of the Dog. Does that mean there's going to be werewolf themed stuff?
Well, no, it's going to be dogs.
No,
dogs.
It's going to be dogs.
How do you know we're getting Lunar New Year though?
I saw a post. No, it was a Twitter post from that shaman.
Oh, okay.
Who said he's looking forward to Lunar New Year. But more importantly, it's because since we're not getting the Living World, that means that has to come in 2 weeks. And on top of that, Lunar New Year, the actual New Year is like a week after Tuesday, basically. So it only makes sense.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see just a tweet or a post about it, don't you think?
Yeah, actually, maybe it won't come then. Yeah. It is weird that they wouldn't do something like that. There was a lot of news this week, but nothing about Lunar New Year.
Yeah, that strikes me as a little odd, right?
Yeah. I mean, is it possible that they're just going to do it out of sequence and not do it on Tuesday and do it a week after Tuesday when it actually is New Year?
Well, I don't know. I think that they might just drop it. I mean, who knows, right?
It's also possible, maybe what they'll do is put it in the patch, but only activate it when it starts a week later.
Maybe?
Maybe?
But maybe they're just lazy with promoting stuff.
Oh, maybe. They wouldn't promote it too hard, I guess, if it's the same as last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But you're still excited. How much are you making this year?
I've done the maths, my friends. I'm probably going to make 4 to 5k gold.
4 to 5k gold. How much of that is mine?
None.
Mine. But I thought we had an agreement.
No.
I thought.
Tell you what.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason I'm here.
If you give me an alt account, I will log that alt account for you, buy the envelopes, and I'll give you 50%. Deal.
Okay, so you'll provide the money as well for it?
No, you put the money in. You put the money in, and I log the account for you. Simple.
Huh. I might do that. I still have my old alt account that I haven't touched in 3 years. Okay, I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in.
So you account share. Call the police, ban him, shut him down, it's done, it's over, Moose is back, get him the fuck out, he's done, it's over.
Wait, hold on, how about I don't share the account, I just give it to you?
You're not allowed to do that shit.
Oh.
Or are you?
Okay, then forget it.
I don't know.
Alright, we're calling it off.
Yeah.
It's not happening. Why would you even suggest it if you knew it was illegal?
This is a sting operation, Boots. Okay?
This is, what's that thing called? Not extortion. This is entrapment. That's what this is.
Yeah, I'm allowed to do that shit. I'm a ArenaNet partner. I'm the police. Okay? I'm exposing other partners, dude. Hi, ArenaNet.
You know what we should do that we haven't done in forever?
Okay.
Questions from the audience.
Dude, do you know why? Do you remember why we start questions, Boots? Do you remember that?
Because it's always terrible questions, but we still like doing it.
Yeah. Do you know what they're gonna want to say? Well, if you guys have any questions, okay, then you can ask. But I know you guys. I know you guys. Okay, I know what you're gonna fucking do. You're just gonna ask some stupid like, "Are traps gay?" or something, dude. That's what you guys are gonna ask. That's not good. Okay. But anyway, well, we kind of talked about everything.
Is that a question you get often? That's kind of interesting question to just come out of the top of your head. Are traps gay? Does that happen?
It's a big meme, dude. It's a big meme. They always ask you that shit. Look, he actually asked it before the stream call with delay, by the way. I told you. I told you. I predicted it. Called it. Yeah?
What? Where does that come from?
Well, it's just an internet meme, dude.
I hate those things.
Wait, you hate traps?
I hate memes.
You hate memes? I mean, look at this. Look what Matsby just asked us. Look at this question, Boots.
Oh boy. All right, that's one of the... All right, this is a bad idea. This was a bad idea.
Why don't you start us off on that one, Boots? Okay, how about that? You wanna?
No. The answer is no. About like anything.
Who is your favorite performance artist?
Oh.
Van Darkholm.
Van Darkholm. Is that... I gotta look him up. Minecraft.
Wait, what?
The first thing that comes up... Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, actually the first, I don't know how, but the first suggestion when I was typing that in was Van Darkholm Minecraft skin. And, but then I just did the normal Van Darkholm and that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Why am I here instead of my Lord and Savior, Mo Inks? That's a very good question. This should be a replacement right now. I think he's taking a small, at least a week break from doing this. As far as I know from Twitter. What else? If tomorrow would be yesterday, what would you do today?
Whoa. If tomorrow would be yesterday, what would you do today? I don't think it'll really change anything. Everything's going fine today. We're all good. We Gucci. How many accounts? I've got 19, no, 18, no, 19 accounts for all that gold, dude. Brief outline on how to make gold. Simple, my friends, okay? So, log on to your alt accounts, buy the divine envelopes every day. At the end of Lunar New Year, send them back to your main. Go to do silver waste, stack up every magic find booster, including black land boosters, with the infusion, with the food, with the boon food. So sit there on a guardian that has perm Aegis or a rev or something. Open up the envelopes with maximum magic find. Boom, profit. Easy. There you go. That's how you do that shit.
Hold on a second. Last week, you said you only had 18 accounts. What happened?
I bought a new one.
Unbelievable.
I am unbelievable. Okay? Van Darkholm. Okay? Van Darkholm. That's Boots' new idol. Let's see. What else have we got here? See, no one asks any fucking questions, obviously. Which name for a keep do you prefer? Billy's Bay, Gatchy Garrison, or Harrington Hills? I think Harrington Hills because that's kind of the most stealthy one. Or Billy's Bay, you know, because there's no way anyone would get that.
True.
Wait, sometimes your dad beats me and are traps gay. Are you excited that use all is not in the game with the envelopes? Ah, it's fine. I don't have an auto clicker. Yeah. Let's see. You're gonna make the salty sweet alliance. I don't even know what our alliance is gonna be called, but it's gonna be amazing. Let's see. Why would TeaTime hates WP never invites me on? We don't, dude. He's a busy boy. Okay.
Busy boy.
Okay. What else have we got here? Let's see.
Who are you gonna do for your?
Dude, yeah. We did talk about this, dude. Dude. Oh my god. Can we talk about the emotional roller coaster that was guild chat for me? Okay. Because I was actually watching it on my other monitor, eagerly waiting for how they're going to promote their game, market their game. Oh my god, they're going to actually do it. They're going to do proper marketing, guys. They're going to hype Guild Wars 2. They're going to celebrate their glorious player base that they have. And then this. And
hey, it's just step one.
And
hang in there, man.
And then this.
Hang in there,
ArenaNet.
man.
What are you guys thinking? I've been told that I shouldn't compare you guys to dead rats, but The marketing team is dead rats. What were you thinking? Why? Dude, what the fuck? This is not what I was expecting. I was expecting, we've got raids, we've got world versus world, we got PvP tournaments, we got memes. Not, we're very friendly, and we write probably very, very cringy Twitter messages, dude. What? No, dude, we're gonna make ourselves into more of a fucking joke than we already are, okay? Guild Wars 2, everyone already, dude, people look at Guild Wars 2 and they say hee hee XD, okay? They say hee hee XD. And now we're even more hee hee XD, okay? Can you use a free account? No, well, for the Lunar New Year gold strat. I mean, wait, can you? Wait, you can't receive mails on new accounts, can you? Or can you not send mails? Because otherwise you won't be able to get it back again.
Probably can't send mails.
Yeah. I don't know, but maybe it works. I don't fucking know, dude. It wasn't supposed to be about marketing? Well, I mean, it kind of was, though. They said stuff about...
There was a post saying that they're going to be talking about marketing.
Yeah, about marketing and celebrating the player base, and it wasn't that at all. I mean, it wasn't even celebrating the player base, in my opinion.
Seems like it is going to start celebrating. I mean, they're going to use this as part of a marketing thing, it seems, right? They're gonna collect all of the friendship things, send somebody to ArenaNet, and then use every single one as part of marketing, I guess. So there's that. But it's kind of a roundabout way. It's not really talking about marketing, though. That's not what it is.
It was just not what I was expecting, and it kind of made me sad because they could have promoted their game, but they just chose not to, man.
Yeah, otherwise, Devona, we got some reveals.
We got that lore reveal, dude. That lore
reveals. Yeah, Devona is the Herald of Balthazar.
That was already, I believe that was already speculated. So yeah, I kind of assumed that because didn't people already think it was? And isn't there a bit of evidence in the game that it's like that?
There is a little bit. Apparently, there's some achievement, and also like the combat log would like give you little hints towards it, and also that she wields a hammer.
Yeah.
But besides that, I didn't know. I mean, I thought she might have been somebody because they did keep on talking about how she's tortured. But yeah, Devona. That's sad. That's sad. That's a sad thing. Devona was a cool lady. It's a shame she got used that way.
She's an evil minion now. Well, she's dead now, but
she's dead now. Oh yeah, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Is it too soon still?
I think at this point, it's not too soon.
Okay, good. So it's got to be 2 weeks from now, right? Because in 2 weeks, it'll be exactly 3 months since the last episode was released. So it's not coming Tuesday, but it has to come 2 weeks from then, right? Episode 2?
So you think announcement this Tuesday then?
Probably, yeah. I'd say so.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think it's about time, isn't it? It's about time, isn't it? It's
about time.
Yeah.
It's about time. Yeah.
So wait, so Tuesday is the 6th. So you're going to be thinking 20th release?
Yeah.
Sounds about right?
I guess so. Yeah,
that
why
seems
not?
fair. Seems good.
So, okay, somebody's saying, I don't think the Facebook ad messages were even marketing, just a bit of fun. I hope this isn't... So that's an interesting thing. Okay, we talked about this before. The images, a lot of people ragged on them. And, I mean, in some ways, rightly so.
In some ways.
In some ways. There was an ArenaNet, I think it's the head of marketing, head of global marketing, came into Reddit to respond on that thread. And he said that those posts are only social posts and they don't count really as an ad. It's just sort of like social. It's really easy to do. It's not part of a marketing campaign. It's just social posts. But in 2 instances now, I've seen people link them as ads. Like, it wasn't just on Facebook and it wasn't just on Twitter. They were actually, sidebar ads on, like, YouTube and stuff. I wonder if he means social posts, like, you will only see them as ads on Google if you follow Guild Wars somewhere. Is that something that can be done?
Well, why would they even be advertising if you already play Guild Wars 2, though?
Why
would you have an advert that only targets people who already own the game?
I think the reasoning behind that was said to be to show your appreciation of the players, and that's the only reason, I guess, why those things are just quotes from players rather than from other more reputable sources. There's no reason to advertise that kind of thing to your player base unless it's just to say, hey, we appreciate you, I guess. Yeah. It's all a little bit wishy-washy. It's all a little bit wishy-washy.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Kev. I don't know. I'm just not sure about it. I was excited to see them do some cool memes, but I guess we're gonna have to wait. I'm hyped, dude. Okay, for the next raid wing, do you think it will just be a screenshot again? A screenshot of a misty house?
So besides this new friendship campaign and besides the app posts, they have been apparently taking in a lot of feedback and actually making changes to some things like videos. And they said they have definitely taken a screenshot is not enough to heart. And so I anticipate there will be more than just a screenshot, but obviously they still have to balance like what kind of spoilers they want to give. But I assume that they're going to do a much better job of hyping up the next release or raid release than just a screenshot. According to the posts I've seen.
Yeah, sure, exactly, right.
Sure. Take that with a grain of salt if you'd like, but whatever.
I hope they don't do the blurry crap on low settings again. Yeah, I hope so too, dude, because that would be bad. I think a great question is this is a completely rhetorical question, by the way. How many people outside of Guild Wars 2 community knew there was going to be a new raid wing?
Outside of the Guild Wars 2 community?
Yes.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, outside of the Guild Wars 2 community, how many people knew that there was going to be new living story, right? Fucking no one, dude. No one knows. Like, no one knows about this shit. Like, they don't promote the stuff they should be promoting, in my opinion. They need to be promoting how good the actual game is. Instead, they go, what? No. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see everywhere. No, that's not... You're not going to bait people into the game with It's going to make me mildly interested, mildly amused, right? But it's not going to help people sell fucking gems, okay? Yeah, exactly. People outside of the Guild Wars 2 community say, that's a dead game, right? You know? Even though, ironically, it's actually not the case at all. Seriously, ArenaNet have managed to convince everyone who doesn't play Guild Wars 2 that the game is dead. It's bizarre. I am bamboozled. I am bamboozled, guys. I'm a piece of bamboo right now. I am bamboo. Okay?
I think that world restructuring could be used, they have enough time to prepare for it, could be used as a really good advertising tool. They could hype up the fact that Guild Wars is finally coming to Guild Wars. And I think that could be used really well if they do it properly. And hopefully, whatever 6 months, 8 months it's going to be, will be enough time to build something around it for an advertising campaign. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they could do that?
I think they could, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think World versus World should be the game mode.
Sorry, unprofessional.
We're so professional here. Should be the game mode that Guild Wars 2 launches themselves onto the internet. That should be first leg forward, boys. Okay. Because it's so good, dude. It's perfect, man. It's you can just leap into, start going crazy, attack some towers, attack some players, flail your abilities wildly.
It's friendlier than PvP. It's more exciting than PvE.
Yes.
It's a great.
It's the perfect game mode. It's casual. You can get into it very easily. They need to make some maybe like better tutorials, but you can just dip in, dip out for like an hour. It's like the perfect game mode for Guild Wars 2. It's a casual game mode, but it also has competitive elements. It's got something for everyone, really. You know, you can play it competitively. You can play it casually. You can play it for short amounts of time, and you can still get rewards. It's good stuff.
Yeah. There is something to be said about how beautiful the actual PvE world is, though. That
is true.
If you're new to the game,
you can do that too, right? You can advertise that as well, and they should be advertising that. Right? They should be advertising that.
Yeah. Huh. So finally, the results of the Wooden Potatoes contest came out, and that is like we talked about this before. That was like the ultimate culmination of Mike O'Brien's idea of getting us all to go out and talk about the game. Right? That was the player base advertising the game for them epitome. And what do you think about the top 10? Did you like it? Did you? By the way, did you submit a video?
No, I didn't. Okay, right. So the winner. No, I actually don't want to do this. I don't want to do this on stream. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this on stream. We're not doing this on stream. I'm just gonna say I'm not a big fan of the entry of the winner. Like, that video to me is. I'm not a big. I just don't. No, it's not. No, it ain't my bag, right? It ain't my bag. That style of video ain't my bag. Mm. And that's fine. Yeah, right? That's fine.
I agree that number 2 is number 1 for me. I think number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say number 2 is more fit for purpose to a certain extent. No, I don't want to talk shit, right? I don't. Want to, there's no reason to. Like, it's not my competition at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
I don't know. All the other things, like, fine, right? But number 1 is just not my style of video. I'm not into that shit. Like, I guess that, you know, at the end of the day, it's not my decision. It's not it's not how I would go. It's not the one that I would have said was going to win. Okay. Obviously, my boy DeRoya's video should have won.
To win, DeRoya was supposed to be number 1. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can we? Oh no, dude. Holy shit. I need. Random user reported this, but dude? We found a literal game-breaking bug on Doom CM yesterday.
Really?
That absolutely, if you do it right, trivializes the entire encounter.
What happened?
I won't say, but you can completely avoid the Ender's Echo. You can completely counter him.
Oh. How do you do it? No, don't.
We're not going to say because it isn't fixed yet. We'll tell you guys next week when they've patched it, okay? Because random users already reported it, but it is a completely repeatable, game-breaking bug.
So are you saying that you exploited and illegally got the title for Doom CM?
No, we did it legit, and actually, I didn't even know this was possible, but I did it accidentally yesterday. And then I didn't know exactly what happened, but random user was watching, and he figured it out. And he actually went in and then took a GIF and sent it off to ArenaNet. And he did it I think
it's the way to do it.
It's very repeatable apparently because I've seen him do it. He was able to do it multiple times, consistently, and it can completely shut it down, which is actually really interesting. Actually, kind of an interesting meme.
That is, that's not great.
Yeah. No, seriously, guys, you honestly you wouldn't even guess. You wouldn't guess how it's done. It's actually a weird bug. Bug.
You need a llama mini.
Yeah. It would be, I don't know. It would be tricky. It would be tricky. But no, we didn't exploit. We actually nearly exploited. The clip that got linked in chat here, the Karma clip, is where we had a run where the Ender's Echo got stuck for 80% of the boss's HP, pretty much. But then one of our boys failed green. And it was literal normal mode, man. Oh, God. Oh, the crippling depression from that one, boys. Oh, boy.
But you've already beaten CM, right?
Yeah, 3 times. Did it my 3rd time yesterday.
Nice. Okay, good. Did you get good? Is it repeatable rewards?
No, I did it on 3 accounts.
Okay.
I did it on my main, and then 2 horribly geared alt accounts. Feels amazing, man.
Yeah. So when do you think the next raid is going to come, then?
Next raid? You know what? Boots? Potentially with the next Living Story release.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Why not?
If not this one, but the next one.
Oh. Okay, so not in 2 weeks. But
I think it could be in 2 weeks.
3 months and 2 weeks.
I think it could be in 2 weeks, man. Seriously.
Huh.
It could happen. Yeah. I can see it. They
did say that they were going to try to increase the rate in which they came up. Yeah. I mean, it's possible. They released the last one with the Living World episode, right?
Yeah. I believe, dude. I actually believe.
Okay, do you have any ideas of what it's going to be?
No. I think it's actual madness, seriously, because they dropped the Underworld out of nowhere, kind of, that it was going to be the raid. In fact, I very much didn't think it was going to be the Underworld.
Not completely out of nowhere.
Well, you had the priests prior. Right? Yeah, you had the priests and stuff, right?
2 weeks prior. Was it a balance patch 2 weeks prior?
Yeah, it was the weird balance. It was the December emergency balance patch, wasn't it?
So they came out with a balance patch, and at the same time, they had a little note in it that said something, 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 DS, something, something, Red Lady, bad things happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then did they even have it? No, they didn't have a note at all, did they? It just happened. They just had things in the game.
Yeah, things were in the game. There were those dead guys.
The skeletons, yeah, exactly. Do you see, since we're having a balance patch on Tuesday, do you think we're going to have a little something similar to give us a hint of what the next raid's going to be?
Maybe. But then again, maybe not.
Good point.
The thing is about ArenaNet is that they play the cards pretty close to the chest. So it's really it's kind of difficult to make any kind of prediction, really. And that I actually think that's kind of good. And that's actually kind of good because it means that the raid will be a bit of a surprise where it is and what it's about, you know? Because it seems that they're very free to kind of do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool, right? Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. All right, well, I'm good to wrap it up if you are.
Yeah, I think we pretty much we've talked about everything. You know, we finally got back to normal length tea times.
Speaking of which, have we ever done a tea time where there was only 2 people?
Yes, there has been a tea time where it was just me and Brazil.
Ooh, how was that?
It was me and Brazil, and then we called people in Discord from Twitch chat.
We should have done that here.
That was interesting, shall we say? All
right, yeah. I think 3 is the charm. I think you need at least 3 in a tea time.
Yeah.
That's good right now. Yeah,
what?
Because there's always a time where somebody's reading chat and not paying attention to another person speaking, and at least maybe you have a 50-50 chance of one of the other 2 people paying attention to the other person speaking, but it doesn't always work out with 2 people.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was fine, man. You know, we got those fresh memes. Oh yeah, didn't you just rag ArenaNet for not marketing properly? Then you say it's okay, raids by the way, in some military. Well, yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of exciting, but I think it's terrible for the game. It's horrible for the game, but it's kind of exciting. I don't know. You never know what they're gonna do, right? You never know what the hell's going on. But yeah, no. They should definitely hype the game far more than they actually do. But it is kind of exciting when stuff comes out of nowhere, but only if people who already play the game. But the thing is, if they actually talk, it's also exciting for the players. If I knew that we were fighting Doom, everyone would be excited, man. If people knew that Doom was coming, it would have been very exciting. Okay? Very exciting. However, seeing as we had no idea, and it was suddenly, ooh, Underworld. That was also kind of exciting. However, one is exciting, okay? One is exciting for the players who are very invested in the game, but not the players who aren't, and it doesn't promote the game at all. The other option, where you actually market the game, is exciting for everyone, right? So it's kind of a combo meme, okay? So yeah, that's what I would say about that. But I think that's kind of it. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? I think we've talked about pretty much everything today.
We covered everything.
We went through it
fast too. I think it's because we just agree on a lot of stuff.
Pace.
So there's no arguing.
We got that pace. We have, I don't know, we've got some serious... Wait, hang on, Ajax wants to ask us something, I think.
Oh, okay.
First sale for POF. Oh, of course, yes! Oh, they're definitely,
Really?
Sale, guys, so get ready to pick up your alt accounts. There probably will be a sale at some point.
Oh, no, they're doing a sale after the...
after Lunar New Year? Well, of course, because you have to buy the accounts in April for next year, you know?
But don't you think that... I mean, that's a great... They should have done it during Lunar New Year to, and say, hey... Listen to Teapot, get all your alt accounts now while they're hot and on sale.
That's actually a good point. They need to collaborate with me, therefore they make more money because I tell everyone to buy alt accounts to farm gold. But then, what if they lose gem sales because everyone just uses the alt accounts to farm gold?
Oh, yeah, good point, never mind.
Think about that one, Moots. Think about that.
Yeah, you're right. Market new World Wars World as an opportunity for old people to come out? Absolutely. And also new people. Guild Wars, back in Guild Wars.
Yeah. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they nerfed stuff like daily rewards and Lunar New Year because of how, in my opinion, insanely overpowered. Also, yes, Black Line Booster, please. Please and thank you, ArenaNet. Anyway.
No Black Line Booster. We're upping No. We're upping global account boosts instead of the Black Line booster to replace the loss.
No, both. I want both, Boots. Don't give me one. Come on.
Don't you know
buddy.
that there's only there's a limited amount of magic find you could have in the game. It's coded in. It's hard coded. You could only have a certain amount of magic find. If you go
I
above
just want those
that,
percentages,
it
man.
explodes the game.
I want percentages, dude. Give me percents. I like that little icon. Hook me up.
You're gonna make what's it is John Smith. You're gonna make him cry.
It's good.
His economy. It's poor economy.
That's fine by me, dude. I'm okay with that. Okay. But let's see. Let's see. It's time to chill a bit, isn't it? Boots, you're the only one left who isn't me. Roy, I don't know if you guys missed it. Roy died mid-tea time. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's why if I turn the camera on, we're still in Skype with him. Okay? But basically his corpse is lying in his chair right now.
In 2 weeks, it's just going to be Teapot sitting alone on stream with his cat golems around him.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, Boots, tell us about yourself and try not to look at the rotting corpse of Roy while you do that.
Okay, I'll try. Where is Roy? He's down here?
He's down there, yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Just gonna, yeah. Well, I am Boots. You can find me at World of Enders on YouTube, and I do build sometimes. I'm looking forward to the balance patch. And also, I think I'm going to be doing a little balance patch redo look over with WP on Tuesday, and that'll be fun. Oh. So check that out on his channel.
Let's get that. Spam the thing bot. Go. And there we go. I will do a brief shill for Roy because he is not here. He does actually stream, guys, and you can find his Twitter, Twitch and Twitter there, guys. He's Roy from Ash. Okay, he does World vs. World, big boy, big hype. He does streams with webcam as well, so that's a big sale. You know, he's an attractive lad. Okay, you can go check that shit out. So go be sure to check out Roy. Okay, get on that action. Okay, follow my boy Roy, and of course subscribe to my boy Boots, and then subscribe here, guys. Follow the stream, quality content, quality tea times, raids, World vs. World, everything, and inks as well on Twitter, of course. Okay. Follow, subscribe,
next time with 50% more people.
Yeah, we're going to bring back more people, dude. We're going to, you know, everyone's going to be alive. It's going to be great. I've just got to go quickly make a few arrangements, make a few calls, make sure that Roy, his body is reclaimed. Okay, his family must be informed, all that good stuff. Okay. But yeah, that's good about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter as well, all that good stuff. I stream every day, so come and watch, keep me company in my, you know, crippling depression. That would be real great. You know, otherwise I'll be like Roy, dude. No, I'm kidding. Just to be very clear about that one. Yeah, but yeah, watch, follow, all that good stuff, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, my friends, and yeah, you guys are spamming the chat now, but that's good.
Oh my god,
see you guys later.
Lonely time without Teapot. That would be awful. That would be. Bye.